I put up a link in the chat, so you can visit that file. That's going to be covered today. And it shows basic usage of Docker, so you can download it and have it as a reference. But you can still learn a lot more things in Docker homepage. I mean, the documents, the file shared has some links that you can use later.
Did you put anything in the chat box?
Okay, I'll put up once again. I think.
Okay. Oh yeah. Probably yeah. I was late. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cover those things today, and unfortunately, this Zoom meeting is just a personal one and external using an external account, so it only lasts 30 minutes. So I'm gonna start in a minute. If you have any questions during the session, just let me know. Just ask. Or ask later if you have my emails and everything. Okay, let's start. You see my screen, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay. I'm just go over using terminal, how to access the deep learning server, and how to make a container instance of Docker, and inside of Docker, how to use the GPUs of the server. So it may be very easy for someone, but I hope you have no experience in Docker.
Sorry for interrupting. I think a lot of them are actually beginners. So they just need to connect which server, the
yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to show you. Okay. You see the console over here? This is a PowerShell in Windows. I'm just using Windows for now because many users use Windows, but it's basically the same terminal. So you can log into the login server of NIRAL using SSH, and your ID, SKP78 is my ID, and jns.ia.unc.edu. Then you're gonna log in. But usually it's gonna pop up there. There's gonna be a password pop up, but I use SSH key, so I didn't have to. So I just, in your case, you need to input your password. Then we entered in a login server, but login server is just a login server. You need to log into the real computation server right now. So that's data for GPU server. Okay, we got the data. Sorry, just one second. SSH, data, IA, UNC, edu. And you get the you log into a data server, and you can check with NVIDIA SMI command to check GPU usage. So now is basically every nodes, there are 4 GPUs, and every nodes were taken by someone, right? You can see the usage of the GPU memory. It's a GPU actual physical memory, and this is a used memory. And those are processes which is taking up the memory of the GPUs. Okay. Any questions so far? It's pretty straightforward.
Yes.
Yeah. So and for you and your students, Dr. Kim, you can use there's a band directory in the root, and there are users. There's some users. I mean, you can make your own directory. I guess you have your own directory already, Dr. Kim, right? There's a
Yes.
Minjung there. So your students need to make some directory over there, and they can put their data inside it. And then we have 2.3 terabytes left, so I think it should be enough, right?
For some time.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Anyway, so it's always the problem. And let me go over how to use Docker. Because this is computation server, you cannot install anything. Only administrator can install things. I mean, that applies to every server in NIRAL, especially Theia. You cannot install anything. So there's but you need the library or other tools to install before you do your research or experiment. So, but it's not easy directly. So that's why we are using Docker. Docker is like just virtual machine in a computer. Let me show you. Docker PS shows the current instance of the Docker container. Docker container, you can see it as just a computer. Each container works as a computer. It's a computer in a computer with a different OS and different environment, so you can use it. So many users are using Docker container for their research and for their applications. If you see this as yeah, that sounds. The first thing you need to have is Docker image. Docker images. If you click Docker images, there are many Docker images installed in this computer. So most of them are made by the users. The users, they just make their Docker environment and save it as a image. This is Docker images, and yeah, you can make some changes to the image and write to another image, and use that image. You can start the container. You can run the container. Let me show you. So, okay. Because you need to use a deep learning server, and I'm gonna make some TensorFlow image. I think, but we have TensorFlow image, but you can do Docker run. Those are options, and TensorFlow. This TensorFlow slash TensorFlow, the image is actually stored in this local computer, but actually, even though you don't have the image, this can be just automatically downloaded from the Docker Hub. So don't worry, you can run it on your computer after you install Docker, or I mean, don't worry. So you can use this command. And oh, yeah, it's downloading. So I'm just downloading the TensorFlow, which is a Python library, in case you don't know.
So every time when they run their program, they have to download TensorFlow.
No. If it's downloaded already, it starts right away. I mean, now I just simply doesn't have. I mean, currently it's done, right? So it's if you see the command line, there's a root at some strings. This is ID of this container. This is ID of this container, and this is a user. But you usually use this kind of command. So you need to specify who is actually using the container. but I'll show you later. Like SU, I don't know. Okay, SU SKP 78. That's me. But it doesn't have a password entry. So I mean, just you can just use root. The reason why you need to change your user ID when you actually run your program is when you run the program, software, or script as a root, the result files, output files will be stored in a stored for root. So after you making changes or making output files, and when you try to access the file outside of Docker container, then you may not be accessible to the file. But it's okay. So and now we need to check GPU is working. Of course, it's not working because there is no GPU specified when you run the container. So if we run it again, there is no downloading process, right? Yeah, because it's already downloaded. And but we need to GPU to use inside of Docker container. So GPUs, just you just, I mean, you can specify a specific node, GPU node, GPU card, but it doesn't really matter. So right. So you get if you give the GPU options over here, and you can see GPU nodes right now, right? And you can use GPUs. So GPU, okay. And let me show you Docker images. We downloaded Docker images. There is a TensorFlow latest. This one is actually, we just downloaded and installed. Yeah, so you can see this TensorFlow image. And if you wanna delete it, Docker RMI, that TensorFlow latest. Yeah, then let's check again, check Docker images. There is no TensorFlow latest, right? This is different. So image name, and this is a tag. Yeah, so okay, and let's do it again. But if you run, sorry, TensorFlow, I'll just use mine. Okay. But even though you activated the GPUs, you cannot access to other directories of the host computer, right? So you need to mount the data directory to the Docker container, but we don't have it. So we need to mount it, and you can mount using V option, which stands for volume. So we mount host computer span directory to let's see, name like a work data set. Maybe we can map the host computer span directory to containers dataset directory. So if we start, there's a dataset directory right here. So you go in there, and you have everything in it. So it's a shared. So you can, if you change the host computer's directory, it's obviously it's going to be applied to the containers one. It's yeah, it's just mounting. So you can change, and you can print some outputs in shared that mounted directory, then you can have access to those files when you finish your job in a Docker container. Let's see. Let me check. Okay. Let's just change some files inside of Docker. And we get the file hello text. Even though we get out, there is SK78, and there's a hello text, right? So so you need to mount your directory, mount data set, and usually your home directory in that case, so that you write some code or make some changes in your data directory or your home directory and mount it in the container, and you run your scripts or program, and once it's finished, data will be stored in those mounted directory. Yeah, even after our Docker container is gone, right? So usually you need to have band directory for your data set and your home directory for your codes and documents and everything. So if you sit here, go and city home, and there's my directory. So this is pretty straightforward. Yeah. And okay. So you can, yeah.
Can you make several Dockers, or
So,
you just make one Docker and use that one all the time?
you can do whatever you want, but usually you run one Docker container, and you can use Docker exec command. Exec and let me see. Let me Docker. Sorry. This RM option is when you finish the job, that the container will be automatically removed, deleted.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll just disable it, and you get it. Everything there. And if you just press Control PQ, and you can get out while the container is still running. So Docker PS, and you see there's skpart walk environment image, and this is a container ID. Yeah, and with this you can you can execute the program inside a Docker container using Docker exec. Like Docker exec and container name, but I didn't specify the name of the container, so I can just use Docker container ID 80, just part of it. We can just type part of it, and maybe just ls. Okay, then we get the directories of the container, right? Ls, like band users, then you'll get you'll have the directories. Usually people use Python, and their training, but something like that. So that, I mean, the container is just like a computer. Exec command is actually just a command that the container will execute the software inside of it. Using exec, you don't have to actually log in, or using a shell to get into container. sometimes it's it's up to you how to use it. It gives you both way to run your software, run your scripts, experiment scripts.
So for the students, they can create a Docker.
Yeah.
And then every time they just use this command, right? Docker execute, right? And specify the Docker.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
They can run Python code just in this command line, right?
Yeah, or you can just get into the container and you can run the Python code directly, right? So it's up to you. And okay, any questions, others?
And then the libraries like TensorFlow and a lot of other libraries. So do they need to specify when they create Docker?
Yeah, so if you see the documents I sent you, there is a Docker Hub link. Let me show you on the real page. Okay, there is a Docker Hub. Okay, where is the Docker Hub? Yeah, there's the Docker Hub. So if you want to use TensorFlow, you can find a TensorFlow image over here. So this is a image. Like we just typed in TensorFlow/TensorFlow. That Docker pulls the files from here. And if you want to use PyTorch, there's a lot of PyTorch images. You can use anything. PyTorch, or if you want to use Matrix or something like that. So there is also image, and there's many slicers, or even just you can download Ubuntu, the OS, Ubuntu or CentOS. But TensorFlow image is using Ubuntu as its OS. But I mean, those are very basic. So even though you get into a Docker exec -t dash, you get in to the Docker container, and let's say install some software. What can I say? Figure.
Excuse me, I have one doubt. As you're a root user, I think you have the permission to install everything. Will we have the permission as well?
I mean, basically, you are going to be assigned to a Docker group, and Docker group can install anything inside the Docker container. Docker container is your own computer. You basically have the root account. Root.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not recommending to use root. You can run the Docker container like this over here. This is a user specifying options, but you can basically install anything.
Okay, thank you.
Firefox. So you can install it, but it's somehow anyway. So if you want to install PyTorch or something, PyTorch. Sorry for typo. Yeah, those kind of stuff. Careless. Yeah, so you can download it and you can install your libraries, but it only applies to current container. So you need to, if you want to use it later, you need to you need to commit the changes to the new images. Let me show you. So you use Control P and Q and get out and Docker PS. There is a running container, but running container has some changes from the original images. So you can run Docker commit and container ID and name new image, test image. Then the changes will be saved into a test image, the Docker image. Let's try. Okay, then it's done. And if you check Docker image, then there is a test image file, a test image, right? It has changes. So the first thing is you download and start with the base image, like a TensorFlow, and then you install and download your tools and make some changes in the directory, and you commit the changes to the new image, and from the next time you can use this test image with all the software you installed ready. Oh, okay. Sorry, I think we only have 2 more minutes, I guess. But we can. I think we can continue. I mean, you can rejoin. I'll reopen the session. So if you have any questions, you can rejoin. It's going to be terminated automatically. Sorry about that. I mean.
So is that all about how to start, or do you have anything for us to learn?
Yeah. Okay. So there is the sample code you can download. Just 1 second.
And then what's that? The scheduling document. So what?
Oh yeah. Scheduling. Sorry, scheduling. I didn't put it on there. Okay, let me show you. Okay. Yeah. I think I shared the links to you before. There is the NIRAL GPU server signup sheet, and it's a simple. I mean, you just put your name and choose your server to use. In your case, mostly Theia, and GPU index. What GPU you're gonna use? If you see NVIDIA SMI, then there's a GPU index 0, 1, 2, 3. So just put the index there. I mean, this Asan is using the number 2 GPU from January 1st to January 10th. And what Docker container name that's gonna they're using the GPU. And remarks is just whatever you want to write. And there are a couple of other GPU servers. It's not GPU servers, but it's just server that has GPU. But those are those are not for use for external users. So use just Theia. Theia is a really great machine. But currently, I think 01 is taken by Jumbo. And second is Asan, and third is Ling. So basically now every nodes were taken. But you can make your reservation from here. Like I'm gonna use from 2021 011 to yeah. You can just sign up so that this is mainly for letting everyone knows what's the status of the GPU can I use, so that we can schedule. I mean, you can schedule. So
So if it's taken, nobody else can add their
yeah,
job?
of course. If there's if some node is not taken by anyone, then you can just write down there and you can start using it. Yeah, just make sure. I mean, the period of I mean duration of the to use less than 15 days, maybe. So I mean, many people need to use this. So
that means if any of those are taken, then you just need to wait until the users release.
yeah. Or you can just make a reservation over here. So just write down your schedule when you're gonna use this. But after those finishing time, maybe. So after once a node is released, then you can work. You can start your job right away. That's the purpose of this worksheet.
Is it enough?
Second?
I mean, four GPUs for this a lot of number, lots of people.
No, actually not enough. So I have another machines here and there. So which is dedicated to my project. So, but this is a general purpose GPU machine, Theia. So students and other faculties and can use freely, I guess. I mean, I think it was not supposed to be like that, but anyways, that's from some point, it has become some general purpose GPU machine. It's a really good machine, by the way. Yeah. So, any questions, guys? Or I mean, you can ask me anytime if you have any trouble. And I wrote down some basic the links that you can learn about Docker, SSH, FS mount. I couldn't cover much about the file system though. And Docker Hub, you can find some really, I mean, really diverse types of images. Even you can have the Steam Docker image for games. So anyway, so yeah, just look around, and if you have questions, just let me know.
So what just said is the students, they only can use Theia, right? Not other machines.
Not other machines has only one GPU and not powerful. I think you can.
Because
Yeah.
I see the person Li-Ying, he or she is using Castor Pluto.
Yeah, she's writing a paper a lot. So I think that the good approach for you is you make reservation for a node like number 0, and job start time will be your teaching start time and estimated finishing time for your I mean end of the semester. Then probably you can take one whole dedicated GPU, and your students can use it all the time maybe, but I'm not sure if it's possible.
So this is for just for sharing information, or the system admin look
This
up
is
this sheet and do some scheduling?
no, this is just an informative one. So actually there is no administrative push. It's yeah. So I mean, yeah, I can ask about one GPU node dedicated to your class or Gorong's class. I can ask, and I can set, and I can send some notification that one node is taken to, I mean, for the classes. I know. So that is possible, but I need some approval from the Martin, but I don't see any problem. And the memory of this GPU is a 24 gigabytes. So actually, you can use together. If you, I mean, usually in educational purpose, you don't need much memory. Maybe less than 3 or 4 gigabytes, but it has 24 gigabytes. So if you have many students, you can probably 4 or 5 students can learn one GPU at the same time. That is also possible. So
what you're doing, it's a research, so purpose is research. So, but I just added 3 students here. They are here, all of them. So probably we can share, we can reserve the GPU at the same time if the project is not really big.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Um,
and those guys, I mean, the Juan or Jumbo Ling over here, I mean, if they need, they probably will ask if they can borrow some time, right,
Yeah.
from your reservation or things like that. So it's flexible. So don't worry. And I'll make some notification to the users that we're gonna have some class situation.
So I don't think I need to reserve a GPU node just for some time. I don't want to affect the other users much. In case we need to kind of do some conversation with other users, so we go through you or directly talk to users.
Probably maybe you can okay, what about this? I mean, I'll make a reservation for you, and then you just use it. Let's see. When is the class begins?
No, I'm not using this for class, so we don't have the fixed time yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the students we have a kind of 2 GPU machine, but that's not enough for the project. So that's why we want to run the project.
You can just write sign up anytime. So using
okay.
this sheet, so or your students may access this worksheet, sign up sheet, and update the entries. Then you can use it. So it's basically the same. So anyway, Martin already said okay about this, right? So.
Yeah. But I did not know this one is so busy like this.
I mean, sometimes it's really busy and sometimes nobody's using it. So that's actually it's like a
I know the
traffic.
conference deadline will be bottleneck. So
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, there are some paper submissions coming in, so
right.
and those kind of stuff. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from students?
Just have a quick question. Maybe if when we connect to VPN, are we still using UNC campus as a selection on VPN connection?
You need the VPN connection to log into the login server. Is that what?
Yes.
Anyway.
If it's asking us to select a group name, which I was selecting UNC campus before. Is it still the same?
Yeah. It's the same UNC campus. VPN connection should be made to a UNC campus. I'm using it too. So
everything is the same. It's just the server name is different.
Yeah.
But they're on campus.
Yeah. It's shared, right? So over UNC.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
They have been using Longleaf, but that's also really busy and
yeah, right.
And resources limited for students. That was the problem. So you cannot really run large projects there.
Yeah. So yeah, just I mean, after some days you can start using, right? Or you can just make some reservation.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. My pleasure.
Okay.
You have any I mean, do you have my emails, you guys? Email addresses?
Yeah, I think they have. I forwarded your email to them, so they are able to find your email from there, I think.
Okay, that's great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.